Hey, Jim Parquet here with VPX Baseball, and today we're going to start lesson 2 of how to fix your front knee blowing open, right? Check out our other videos in this lesson plan to understand all the components that we're working on right here. Basically, your front knee blows, so you're like this, right? You're just this guy, and you can't fix it. You don't understand. In review, the reason why this is happening is because there's too big of a downward force load that cannot be fixed, right? Because energy's got to escape, and since your body protects itself, if it can't withstand that energy load, then it's going to dissipate it by staying here and going, rather than getting here with enough strength to do that, right? So at the end of the day, what is causing that downward force? It's too much head movement or too much weight on the front side before you're getting down. So you're either like this, where your toe is down and you're moving all the way from the back side to forward by doing this, right? So you're going here, you toe tap, and then to get it down, you rotate, and there's too much energy because your head is there and you've blown, and it's going to stay like this. It'll never get to flexion, right? Extension here, okay? So we're going to go over some of the drills potentially, but just talk about it a little more. So one of the things that causes this, obviously, like we said, is your head going forward. So I'm going to give you kind of the thing, right? If my head goes forward, you can see I'm blown, okay? And I can't come back. I feel like I'm pretty strong on the front side where I have enough power to come back. So let me see if I can do it. My head's forward. Kind of, but I feel like now I'm going to do that. We obviously know that's not athletic, and that's not going to really work, right? So you can see how when the head goes forward, this goes here, and then I have to blow. Compared to if I just stay behind it, right? I'm going to exaggerate and stay behind it. Boom. And I'm straight, right? This is the finish that you want right after you swing. Boom. Somewhere in there, or somewhere kind of like this, but you don't want to get forward to where when you look down, you're looking past your toe, right? You want to be kind of over your toe. So when I swing, boom, I want to be kind of right over my toe when I look down. If we get further past that, then we start seeing this is athletic. It has to be because there's too much downward force. Your body just doesn't support that kind of force load. It's not designed anatomically to work that way, right? So if I just stay back on it, okay, you can see where I'm at, right? And the swing is pretty good. I'm not really concentrating on hitting it, but if I concentrate on hitting it here, you can see that's a really good swing, ball's going, okay? If my head gets forward, you'll see as it gets forward more, my ball drops, right? I'm gonna go just a little forward. And you can see it goes down. And then if I exaggerate it and take a really bad swing, right? A really bad swing here, and it goes down, you can see the launch angle of my barrel just goes from here to here, or here where I'm good, right? So the further your head stays back, the better it is, and that really is the component to making sure your front side doesn't blow, is keeping my head over my back hip. Now we talk about this, okay? Your head is gonna move because you are going forward, right? But your head is actually not moving where you're moving it. What's happening is you're carrying your head with your back hip, right? I'm gonna carry my head right here compared to use my head. Big difference there, right? So if I carry my head here, okay, I'm gonna carry my head into this, okay? That's still good wood, but the issue is that I'll talk about the reason why in a second here. So I don't want to get ahead of myself here. So I'm going to carry my head a long time here. Okay? And I'm exaggerating it. That's why I'm having bad swings here. We're not putting the right type of contact on there, but I'm trying to exaggerate carrying my head for you. Okay? So I'm carrying my head. When I finish there, I'm out front too much. So what I'm trying to explain here is, although you carry your head and you drive into it, right, to get this action, right, this right here, boom, compared to that action, there's kind of a stop loss. You've got to kind of feel it. A little too much, a little maybe pretty good. You'll have to feel what that front angle is when you are just carrying your head rather than using your head, right, going at it this much. So for me, if it's to look right, okay, about right there, okay? So on that, it's about like this. This is where I would be. This is my front angle, where I can really support it. My barrel gets in properly. But again, you're gonna have to find that. That's not cookie cutter by any means, okay? So when we carry our head, we're carrying it with our back hip, okay? And ultimately speaking, ensuring that I can fix this front side from not opening up, it hinges upon where your head is in the force load, but also making sure that we have support with our hip, our back hip, underneath our head, right? So it's supporting it this way, right? So I want to support my head all the way through with my back hip. I don't want to ever become unsupported in any way, shape, or form. If I do, then the force load starts to get too heavy and you're not going to optimize. And a lot of times we wrap or we get out front, okay? So real quick, I am going to use my head now. Ball's looking real good. A lot of times hitters, they get into this, they see a nice beach ball coming, it's 2-0, I'm going to hammer on this, and what do? First move is that. I'm just going to go at it a little here. And you can see, just a little, and what happens, right? I'm going to do it this way, right? Maybe it's a little outside and it got me this way. And you can see the same thing. Even if I bring that back, right? You guys are probably saying, well, parquet, you got to bring it back. Okay, let's bring it back and do the same thing, right? Here we go. I'm going to go at it kind of that way. You can see, either I hit the ground ball or I flip it. I'll have to flip, right? And that's obviously not a good swing or a good hitter, right? Now, if I went this way, right? It's outside and it brought me there. Same thing, okay? Either that or if I compete, I'll have to flip. So obviously both of them, not competing, right? So your head, as you hopefully know, plays a big part in how your swing is optimized. And staying over your back hip and allowing your back hip to carry it keeps the support all the way there and allows you to lessen the front load so that way it has room to really move, right? And then at that point, you can get this action, right? And that's ultimately the goal right here. We're just gonna get that action. There it is, okay? So, I'm gonna put on my harness here to help you understand even further what we're talking about, because we can all talk about this, but unless we actually feel it, it's basically all theory, right? So this harness is used by 22 MLB teams, a ton of NCAA programs, thousands across the world. And what it does is basically gives me my feedback. So on the front side, if I keep blowing, well, the harness right now is forcing me to blow, okay? So I have to counteract it, and I'm just that, right? This is what I want. Now, watch how I get here, right? Once I get there, it's gonna start to really, because there's too much force load, so it pulls me down. So the more that I can stay this way on it, the better it is. And we all know this is a good lower half move, right? So I'm gonna work with this. If it pulls me down too much, then I know, hey, there's a problem here, right? So I'm gonna take a bad swing, my head goes forward. You can see it really blows me out. That's going, hey bud, issue. What's the issue? Head is too far forward, keep it back more. There it is, very good, okay? Again, when the ball starts doing that, a lot of times it's because I'm doing this. The more I can maintain my real estate, the more that it unlocks your barrel so you can manipulate. The more I get here, less manipulation, and then the spin is wrong. So if I stay over my back side here and stay stacked linear, let's see what happens, right? See how it goes straight, okay? So you get the idea on how to manipulate your upper half so that you're creating proper force loads and not overextending to where you're blowing, right? I really like the way that felt. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna stay stacked right here. That ball's outside, and instead of going at it this way or this way, I'm gonna go at it with my barrel, and hopefully things go well. There it is. Feels good. Optimize. Try to take 10 reps like that, hopefully, and we'll go from there. Hopefully you like this video. Check out our other ones in this course, and we got a full line of products to get you to the big leagues.